Hello, I'm Ian Scales, you're watching TelecomTV, and we're just embarking upon TelecomTV's Executive Insight. Today I'm talking with Gary Atkinson, who is the Director of Embedded Marketing at Arm. Gary, I want to ask you about Arm's venture into M2M and the Internet of Things. In July, Arm announced an industry forum on IoT. Tell me the thinking behind that and where it's got to so far.
Well, the original idea of the Internet of Things Forum was to try and address some of the common problems that we see around the mass deployment of Internet of Things. A lot of these will be sensors feeding data into systems that can make intelligent decisions from that. And we wanted to address things like deployment, we wanted to address things like manageability, and we think there are some guidelines and methodologies that could be developed that make it easier for people to do that.
Okay, so why did Arm in particular get involved in this?
Well, Arm's business model is about licensing and royalties, and for microcontrollers that may be in the less sub than $1, less than 50-cent range, I'd like to see billions of these things deployed. So if they're going to be deployed in their billions, they need to be easily deployed, easily managed. So addressing some of the barriers that are stopping people from doing that will help Arm in its long-term goals.
Gary, an important part of the establishment of your new forum was your concept of the Internet of Silos and the importance of avoiding it. Could you explain that to me?
Yes, well, if you wanted to build a system today from sensors to gateway to cloud information, make intelligent systems, you really have to make this system end-to-end. You have to architect it yourself, you maybe use proprietary protocols. You deploy your own sensors into a building for a building management system. This prevents other people from innovating over a platform that could be used for innovation. So sensor data could be shared between multiple services. So what we'd like to do is try and horizontalize some of this so that the data becomes more open, standard data formats, create interoperability in a secure and manageable way, but allow people to innovate within the Internet of Things space.
So what do we need in terms of standards to prevent that siloization? Do we need more standards? Maybe we need less standards.
So within the Internet of Things Forum, we're not actually trying to define any new standards. We think there are plenty of standards. There are lots of wireless connectivity options. There are lots of protocol standards. There are lots of data format standards. APIs, things like RESTful APIs in cloud-based applications. We think all those exist. The trouble is today there are too many choices for people to be confident that if they go down one route, that it is interoperable and scalable with other systems. So if we can make some recommendations to say, well, if you did it this way, and we agree we do it that way, well then more people can be involved. And ideally we would choose open source platforms or non-royalty, non-licensed, licensed fee paying platforms that give people that flexibility and they can add value and go to market with something that isn't locked in, that's going to prevent other people from being involved.
So as a low-power silicon provider and designer, where does Arm fit in? What's your role in all of this?
So yes, we're a foundation technology provider. Lots of different companies, our partner ecosystem, build solutions using our technology. And we're keen to see all of them succeed and grow within their particular applications and their particular markets. But sometimes those companies will be focused on their own business, on their own capabilities, their own growth. And getting that partnership together in order to go and solve some of these bigger problems is a role that Arm can play. So this is what we want to do. We want to stimulate the discussion, we want to stimulate argument, try and come to some agreement about standards that could be recommended as a whole, and then grow the whole ecosystem together as a community. So although we don't make the devices themselves, we can get our partnership together to actually achieve that common goal.
Gary, thank you very much. That was great.
Welcome.